You want me to chop, take two?
Nah.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Try again? All right. I was born and raised in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. All throughout my teenage years, was involved in the church. In my 20s, I got into more worldly activities and my faith started to weaken. I started to lose my connection with God, with Jesus, and unfortunately I started to lose my desire to even have that connection. I was going through some difficult times in my life, and I lived in Washington State at the time. I was involved in mountain biking and some other activities, and I got a text message from Calvin Kim. It turned out somebody gave him my phone number and told him that I was a fellow mountain biker. He invited me to come out with a group that was mountain biking up there, and I eagerly joined him, not really knowing what to expect. It turned out he was a great guy, and he was a good friend, and he welcomed me into that group. We ended up growing close and becoming friends. We spent numerous weekends together mountain biking and talking. We'd talk about secular things, and we'd talk about some religious things and personal things. But I grew close to him, and he always invited me to go to church or come to an event or have a study, but I really wasn't interested in reconnecting with Jesus, unfortunately. I didn't have that desire. So he continued to encourage me, and eventually he told me about this group that he was thinking about starting at the time. But it was an activity group based on fitness and fun and fellowshipping with good people, and then experiencing a faith-building event. Personally, I wasn't too sure about the faith-enriching side of the event at that time in my life, but I loved all the other aspects. And I wasn't able to attend the first event, but Calvin kept I'll say harassing, but inviting me to attend. And so eventually I said, you know what, I'll do it. Let's come up there and meet you and have fun. So I did. My first event was the Tough Mudder in Lake Tahoe, and I had a great time. I met a lot of good people, but most importantly, I experienced a fun, active weekend where we also were able to observe the Sabbath and have worship and practice our faith. And that was something important for me to see, because I'd kind of lost sight of that. I started to relate religion with things that were not fun, because at that time it wasn't important in my life. So that was a positive experience for me. The group was very welcoming and inviting, and I really appreciated the time and the fellowship I was able to have with them. Since then, I've been able to attend multiple events, and doing so has helped me progress on my own personal spiritual walk. I've made a lot of great friendships and people that I can look to for inspiration and encouragement on my own personal journey. I'm not where exactly I want to be. I am where I am, and I'm involved with F5 because of Calvin's invitations and because of this group that he started. I wasn't really receptive to an invitation for a Bible study or a seminar or an event, but because he exposed me to a nurturing and fun environment that also had a religious aspect to it, I was willing to introduce that back into my life. And I'm definitely not perfect, definitely not where I want to be on my own personal spiritual journey. But I feel like the time I spend with F5 Challenge is definitely where I need to be to help encourage me and continue on that walk.